Well, welcome everyone. It is great to see you all this fabulous Monday of our first full week complete of October as we move into week number 2. So this is Jackie and all of our future directors, current directors, and ambassadors joining in today for something special. My goal is to always bring you empowering leaders who have walked in your shoes, but to bring you that inspiration, motivation, and I believe in mind shifts. They happen at different times in our career, different times in our day, different times in our life. And I wanted to give you some very special food for thoughts. This is my appreciation of each of you because you're committed. You show up. You're here on Mondays in the coaching groups, whether you're the moving up directors or you're the future directors of the Amber region. And I appreciate when you show up. And I appreciate the skill and talent you all have. You don't need to learn a lot of how-tos. A lot of it is deciding and choosing your mindset each and every day, making decisions to decide where you're going and then just doing it. And I wanted to bring you today someone who is very near and dear to my heart. We go back a long ways in our Jaffa careers when I was in the field, when I was growing to be a district director. I had the wish and desire. I made a decision at a conference and I decided that was it. I'm going to be a director. I think I was a DM2. And so I was able to buy my way into a director trip and thousands of dollars. I was in my early 20s. And I was able to figure out how I was going to do this because I didn't necessarily have that coaching going on for myself or anyone to turn to. So I made a call across the United States to all English and Spanish directors, moving up directors, new directors. And I said, I don't know if you know me, I don't know if you understand English, but I need help. I want to be a director. I want to be you. And I'd love to learn from you. And I hope you can learn from me. Do you want to team up? And I've got to tell you, there was only a couple people who called me back. And one of them was Vicky Hacking. And the second one from the Hispanic market, I didn't really know her. I had seen her, we had chatted. But the second one was Gabby Guitierrez. And she said, yes, let's grow. I don't know if she remembers that phone call, but she called me back. And it was a forever life-changing. We grew through the director program together. We became director mentors to the new district directors together. And we became kind of psychotic system people. She helped me, I helped her. And what we had in common was a ginormous heart to change lives. And she is a master of identifying and finding future leaders, but working with them side by side, believing in them and mentoring them to become a leader quickly and then keep growing in the compensation plan. So for the last 20 years as a regional, I had the privilege to watch her with her recognition, even though she's not in our region, and just see her continue to grow, going through chapters of lives, raising, families, to helping her family, to all she's gone through in her career. She is an ambassador, not just by title, but from her passion, from her heart. She's always there to say yes, to help any woman and any person, any leader, any consultant in Jaffa. So we had a regional meeting to take you to today. We had a regional meeting, and anytime I'm out in the North Carolina area, we always message each other, hey, you know what, we're coming out there, please come to our meeting. She's a gift to have in any room. And she came to our meeting in May. I think I was out there with Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina. We all merged together in kind of a middle point city. And I said, Gabby would love to have you. She came and inspired us all just by talking. We're like, oh my gosh, right? And I know she was inspired as well by the audience there. I know Betty was there. I know Lisa was there. Janice was there. I'm not sure who's on all the screens, but it was so wonderful. And of course she said, I have my annual event for my district. It's, an all day training. And I really want to invite the Amber region. And there she is again with that heart of gold. And so we went. I flew in, Hudith flew in, her sales manager flew in, and we had about 20 of us from the Amber region. The rest of the room, all 170 something, was her district. Maybe a few others from a couple other regions, but it was her district plus us as the lucky guests to be there. And we all had a mind shift. Her seminar wasn't how-tos. Her seminar was about you, your mindset, choosing abundance, not scarcity. And I was so proud of Gabby, as we haven't had a chance to work in the field much anymore. But my gosh, this woman, and we saw more new managers getting recognized from her district in the last 2 months than we've had in our region in a year. She is an incredible visionary. She didn't even know these people, right? She said, I don't know who these people are. You don't need to. It's the influence that she has as she works with her team and works with their teams. This is the model of direct selling, multi-level marketing, and Jafra from the heart. And I couldn't be more excited, more proud of her, but to give you this gift today of your very own time. And thank you for joining the Amber region, Gabby, and being the momentum of forwardness for them. Please help me welcome, ladies, Gabby Guitierrez. Woo!
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Let me just share the page. How do we do this? Hold on. Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes, your sound's great.
Okay, perfect. Thank you very much, Jackie. You're not gonna believe it, but I was nervous. Now I'm shaking. Thank you for the presentation. You made me go through all my life and all the time that we spent in Jafra, and I'm really excited. That event was a blow mind event, not just for you, but for me, for all my team. We were so excited to have that event and share, because the main purpose of the event was getting together, get to know Judith and experience everything we have in the field, in the market, and in Jafra. So I'm really nervous, so you will need to give me a few time, because it's, to me, really, really, I feel so honored to be talking to you guys. I want to share a little bit of the story of that event, because it was, how do you create your mind, and how do you change your mind in order for you to thank you, Hannah. I'm trying. It's really hard. It's really hard for me. In Spanish, I can do, better, but in English, sometimes it's like, oh my gosh, I don't want to say anything that is don't sound right. But I will tell you a little bit about that event. When we have the news that we have a new general manager, I wanted to Judith to be here with us, and I had the opportunity to be in one of the meetings with Jackie, and I decided that I want you guys to be the one who could come to be with us in that event. So I wanted to just tell you a little bit about what is this mind change, and I will tell you about in a few minutes when we were in the slides talking about. This presentation that I'm going to share with you is about the freedom to be you and feel the diamond you are. That was my theme for that meeting, and I wanted to share that today with you, because all of us, we are diamonds. We are unique. Every diamond is unique. So we are unique, and we are diamonds. So I want to ask you right now, what is, I change, okay. Think about, how would you like your business to be in a year? Take a moment to think where you want to be, as not just in the position, but personal, but spiritual, but energetic, everything that you want it to be within a year. So the first thing we have to say is, we have to think about what I want to be, in the future, and then try to think, okay, 1 year I want to be a district director, or I want to be a DM3, or I want to be a DD, or I want to have 10 branches or 15 branches, or I want to have this kind of sale, or I want to be fit, right? Or I want to lose 20 pounds. What do I want to do within this time frame? And then I will start thinking from the future to the present. That's the first change that we have to do. Once we think about that, and we put it in perspective, and I will tell you, this is all about mind. This is all about how do I feel it, and how strong is my okay. So as I was telling you, we have to think about, it's a mindset. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about what happened in this event. Is when I called Judith, I said, Judith, how many people you want us to be? I mean, I want you to come, and I want you to be with us and to know all the team around this area. And she said, okay, well, I'm going, but we need 150 people in the event. At that moment, I was so scared that I could not make it. The most people that we have in an event in North Carolina, even with like all the different lineages, was 120. So when she said 150, I just took a breath, and I said, well, I call you back. And she said, no. What day you want to do the event? And she said, I'm going to put it in my agenda. So I'll call you later for the details. She hung up the phone, and I was like, oh my gosh, what did I get into? It's like, how I'm going to do it. So I get really, really scared, but at the same time, I have her words in my mind, because she said, you can do this and more. So here I am thinking, oh my gosh, it's like she thinks I can do this and more, and I don't know how I'm going to do it. So I started planning and inviting people and inviting people and inviting people. And I have that number here, 150, 150, 150. So I'm all the time thinking about this event that we're having. It's going to be 150. And I'm telling everyone about this event that we're having. And we start registering people. One day, I was like, really, as all of us, because we have good days and bad days and some days. And I had this day where I said, you know what, I'm going to cancel this event. I mean, I'm not going to have the people, and it's not going to work. So I'm going to cancel it. And that day I went to bed thinking that I'm going to cancel the event. But at the same time, I was like, no, I cannot cancel the event, because what would this going to say? If I called her and I said, no, you know what, I'm not going to do the event. So that day I have a dream, and I have a nightmare. And I get up in the morning. It was like at 6:30 in the morning when I get up. I got my phone, and I start sending my niece, which is my assistant, all the people that had registered already. And when she sent me the total list, it was 132 people. I was so excited, and I said, oh my gosh, now I need to send them a text telling them that we are to the limit and people cannot register. I mean, if they don't register, we just have 18 more spots and then we're full. Well, what happened is we went up to 172 people, and we have to leave people outside. I have to tell people, don't bring anyone. You cannot come. It's like, please let me come, and if just go there, and if someone doesn't show up, it's like, no. I mean, we're gonna have more people showing up than we thought. We ending having Jackie, Luz, Judith, my son, and myself being in the back in another church, because we have like full room. And that to me was a mind switch. It was like, yes, I can. Yes, you can do this, and you have to believe in it. So let's think about what we're gonna do in a year, where we want to be in a year. So we let me see, how do I switch the presentation? It's not doing it. Okay. So have you asked yourself, how can I achieve extraordinary results with Jaffa? Have you asked this question? I bet you do, right? Yes?
Yes, yes, I asked
Okay.
myself that.
Okay, and we think, and this is what we think most of the times, if I want to achieve extraordinary results, then I have to do extraordinary things, right? But it's not what we have to do, because we think, oh, I have to do extraordinary results and I have to do extraordinary things. That means more work, more things, more. And sometimes we get really frustrated when we get into this stage, because it's like, in order for me to be extraordinary, I had to do extraordinary things. And it sounds like, oh my gosh, it's too much. In order for us to do and achieve extraordinary results, we have to do just a little mindset change. It's not about what I do different, or what do I do more, but what do I do different. Success depends on our mentality. I tell my team all the time, it's like, I know you get tired of hearing me saying the same things, but I cannot say anything else, because that's what it works. If you want different results, we have to do different things. But if we want to do change our lives, we have to change our mindset. I had to tell you a story, and it's a story that happened in a recognition in the event. We have a new SDM3, which in 3 months, she was a DM1. DM1 earning maybe $300 to $500 a month. She had just one branch. She wanted to be a district director, but her branch was not, she was not doing the requirements. Her manager, her downline was not meeting the requirements. She was already in the third strike. And her branch was like around 4,000, 5,000, sometimes 9, sometimes 8. But she started listening about all these videos that we have in Jafra, the webinars, and how do you switch your mind. And I know she gets tired of me saying all the time is, just change this, change your mind, think you can, believe in that you can. So one day in August, she decided to go out and about and start recruiting. She didn't focus on the sale. She didn't focus on her branch that there was not meeting the requirements. She focused on new people that wants to grow the business. And she started like going out and helping other people and telling and sharing about Jafra the whole month of August. Well, in August, she, in her branch, recruited 18 people. And then her downline, because she was following her, did 11 recruits. So what happened is this girl promoted 2 branches. Her branch that was not in doing the requirements achieved the requirements. She went from $1,100 to $7,000 in that month. Well, she became a DM3 with $20,000 in sales. Her check went from $300 to $2,500 in 1 month. And we recognized her as a new DM3 in the event. She said, I already have the sale for district director, so I'm going to promote 2 more branches this month. And I said, well, we have until February. I mean, you still have January. You can just take it easy. And she's like, no, Gabby, I'm not taking it easy. Now I understand what I need to do. I need to change. I need to go out there and try and help other people that really wants an opportunity. So what happened is, in this month of September, she promoted 2 branches. She achieved $27,800,000. So she became a district director, and she paid almost the sale of a DM2. Well, guess what happened now? She just told me she's going to promote another 2 branches, because she wants now to be at DM2 as soon as possible. She's really excited because she went from 2,500 to 3,000 and something. And but she saw it was achievable. So what happened, I talked to her yesterday and I said, tell me what happened to you this month? Are you tired? Are you stressed? Are you really stressed because of achieving these levels? And she said to me something that really gave me goosebumps. She said, Gabby, I didn't realize what I was doing. I was just doing what I love, which is sharing and empowering other women and tell them that they can be a managers. And when I changed my mentality, everything happens. It's like I was not stressed, I didn't get tired, and I'm really excited. So I think finally she got the message of, if you enjoy what you do and you do it like constantly, you're gonna get results. She has time to spend with her family. She can enjoy life and at the same time being a district director. And if we ask her what you did different, just share and get excited and put it in the mind that she wants to be a district director. So right here we see the grow mindset and the fixed mindset. Sometimes we think too much. We put in our minds so square what we want to do, and we don't get out of that square. So things don't happen because we're thinking too much about something. Let's talk about what are the things that don't let us grow. And it's a lot of what we sometimes get stressed for is the negative habits. And I don't know if this is a 1 to 10. Let's see who gets the grade, who gets the A plus. The first one of the negative habits is don't sleep enough. And I mean, just put 1 mark if that's your case. Overthink. Think a lot about what I'm gonna do, how it's gonna happen, what if I go, what if they say no, what if. It's a lot of overthinking. Bad nutrition. I eat food that makes my energy go down. Not living in the present. We have the bad habit of thinking that tomorrow I'm gonna do some things. I will tell you something. I remember a long time ago, I waste a lot of energy thinking about what I'm going to do next week, what I'm going to do tomorrow, instead of focusing on what I'm going to do today. Not taking care of myself, which means, listen to my body and think what I need. This one is a really common one. Complain about everything and anything. I don't know, but I don't think you have consultants like this in your branch that complain about everything. And maybe myself is the one that is complaining about everything, about the weather, about the action, about the promotion, about the watch, about the bag, if it's not big enough, small enough, the color was not right, the brochure was not as excited as I thought. The trip was not to the place that I wanted to be. I called Jaffa and maybe they didn't pick up the phone the time I needed, and they keep me on hold so long, and maybe the girl that answered the phone was not in the same mood I was, blah, 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 complaining about everything. Taking things personal. Something happened and the girls say no, and they said no to me, and I feel so bad, and then I get home and I don't want to do it anymore. Another one is living the past. Living the past is, I remember when I become a manager and then a district director 21 years ago. Oh my gosh, that's too long. I did it in the past, that happened there, but this is my present. Gossip, and I don't know if the word is when we talk about things that we don't need to talk. Is that what gossip means? And envy. We are women. And sometimes when we see someone shine and someone get recognition, we feel it here in our stomach, like, oh, it's normal. It's something that everybody feels, but we have to take care of and listen to what our body is saying. Because if I feel that maybe Hannah is getting a lot of recognition and doesn't feel right to me, I'm sharing for her, but maybe I don't, something inside me is not letting me be that happy. You have to be really, really attent to that and think, if I feel something, that is not going to let me grow. So I have to work on that, because if she's getting the recognition, if Lori is getting the recognition, if Jackie's getting the recognition, they're doing something, so they deserve the recognition. You have time to shine, and you're not here just to be recognized and be number one. You are here to change lives. You're here because you have a mission. So we have to think about these negative habits. How many, and I would love for you to tell me in the text how many you have, because I have some. How many you have? Do you have 1, 2, 3 that we need to think about and work on them. Okay. How many you have? Who wants to share with me?
I'll share, Gabby.
Okay. How many?
I have 6.
Okay. We have to work. We have
Yeah,
a
we
lot
have
of
to work.
things to do.
You're right.
Because it's something that because those habits will take energy out of us, and we are not gonna be able to get the results that we want. So focus on yourself. This is about ourselves. We are not competing with everyone. Of course, we want to be number one, but number one and the gifts and the awards, we're gonna come when we deserve them. That's for sure. And we have to focus on working on ourselves and working on what is good for us. Okay, so I will go to the next one. And I have the picture right here because sometimes we feel, I don't know if you feel sometimes like this girl in the picture, where like we feel like the phones that we're dying, our energy is not that low and it's in red and we don't know how to recharge it. Coffee, I have, or tea. You know, the other day what someone was telling me that coffee doesn't bring our energy back, and I was like, oh my gosh, I was believing the wrong time, the wrong way all my life. I will definitely, coffee will bring our energy out, but the energy has to come from inside out, not from outside in. So we have to get sure that we are not doing these 10 habits that they stole our energy, because we cannot plug ourselves. We cannot plug ourselves. The energy that we need, it has to come from inside. So we need to be sure that we have that energy, because that's how we are gonna attract people, and we're gonna talk about that a little bit later on. Lori, help me with the time. I have no way to figure out how much time I have left, so I will need your help.
You have as much time as you want. Go for it.
Okay. Okay, I'm going to talk about these 2 positive habits that it's not because I'm saying, it was a study made, and these are the 2 habits that really successful people do every time. And the first one is every morning write 20 things about you are thankful for. That's gratitude. And I have a picture here, and I didn't realize that it was in Spanish, but I will try to translate for you. And the second one is every day ask yourself what I have learned today. So we start our day with the gratitude, and then we finish our day with what I learned today. So those are the most important things that we have to really, really focus on. And what we talk about gratitude is life is a big circle. It's a big circle of giving and giving and receiving. So we have to be grateful for who and what is in our lives, and instead of be complaining about what we don't have. If we focus on the gratitude, we're gonna start attracting prosperity and abundance. And I'm gonna tell you something that it's really, really important. When what we think is what it grows. So if we're thinking about what we don't have, if we think about, I don't have these consultants, I don't have this manager, I don't have, you're gonna have less. You're gonna have less consultants, and you won't have managers. We have to think about what we have more instead of what do I have left. I will take a time right now to invite you to get selfie. You have your phone and or a mirror, or you can see yourself in the screen right now. Just take a minute to look at the screen and where you're looking at them at the Zoom, and see yourself in that picture. Well, let me tell you, that's the person responsible for you. Whatever you have, whatever you don't have, that's the responsible person for. There's no one else in the world. Not your manager, not the promoting manager, nor at the company, not the president, not the general market, the general manager, not the weather. It's just us. So it all depends on us. The way we think and talk is the way we think and talk to ourselves will impact our attitude. If we speak positively, we are the protagonist, and if we speak negatively, we are the victims. So we have to really focus on finding myself. How am I talking and thinking about myself? I had a picture here. Can you imagine? Everything that we have attention or we put our attention to, it grows. And I just posted a few days in Facebook in Spanish saying that my grandmother and my mom always tell me that if I talk to the plants in a nice way, they grow bigger and they will be pretty. Can you imagine if we talk to ourselves in that way? What is going to happen? And we are the most strict people about getting so hard on ourselves. If I don't look good, in my wrinkles, in my weight, in my hair, if all day long we are talking about if, instead of just thanking God every day in the morning for what I have and thinking about what I can do better, right? So let's think about, this is really important, and I want to tell you this. I always talk really, really straight, so sometimes I know there's people that don't like it, but I cannot change. That's the way it is. I can change, but I cannot tell you what you don't need to listen. And this is what I talk to my managers about and say, when they come to me to tell me, well, you know what, my branch is not working, this is not happening. And I said, okay, you want me to tell you the truth, or you want me to tell you what you want me to tell you? And they said, no, I want the truth. Okay, we say, well, change you, and then everything is going to change. And sometimes they get mad, but sometimes they get happy about it because they change the way of their thinking. So we have to change. If we don't like the branch we have, if we don't like the business we have to change it ourselves. We change, everything around us change. How do we talk about ourselves every day? How do we start our day? Give me 1 second. Okay, so how do we talk to yourselves every day? When you see yourself at the mirror and you say, I wanted to be a district director by conference. That's what you want. And then yourself, your inner self will say, no. You're just dreaming too big. And it's yourself talking to yourself. You don't hear it, but it's in there killing your dream. So how your day today is the result of what we say. What we experience every day is what is the result of what we say. And those are the things that we need to learn and try to, we are not perfect. We always go back to our habits, but we have to be really, really aware of what are the thinking that I'm doing, what's happening to me, what I'm saying myself, what I'm feeling like this, what I'm feeling so down, when I call this person or this consultant or this lead, I'm not feeling that energy. So we have to always think about it. So how do we communicate to ourselves? And maybe these are things that you don't say to yourself, but maybe the people you work with is saying to yourself. It's hard. I always make mistakes. I can't. I'm not lucky. I'm not beautiful. I don't know how. It is, these people can do it because this and that, but I can't. So instead of myself writing, and I have to write down these things because you are the only person that knows exactly what you're saying to yourself. Now I cannot do it because it's not my time, things like that. So we will change it for, if it's hard, it's easier and easier. It's so hard for me to do a party. Well, but instead of saying it's so hard to do a party, let's say it's easier for me every day. It's easier for me to do a party. Or it's hard for me to contact people. It's every day it's easier for me to contact people, because what we're doing is changing the way our mind is working. So when I focus on it's hard, it's not possible, it's complicated. I always happen to me the same. I get excited and I get motivated, and then I start working, and then it doesn't work. So everything that I'm saying is what your mind is preparing for you to happen. So we need to change for I learn what I practice. I make mistakes. We all make mistakes. If you don't make mistakes, let me tell you something, you're not doing nothing. We have to make mistakes in order for us to learn. It's the only way to learn. I can't, for I can. I can, and I had to tell you, this is, to me, working with internet and Zoom and Facebook Live, and you're not going to believe how hard it is. And I keep repeating myself. That's what I say. Everybody does this. I keep repeating to myself, it's so hard. But now I'm like, yes, I can. It's easier. Every time I get a new thing and I'm learning, I'm a baby steps, but I'm learning. And that will make me better every time. Every day I go better. I get more opportunities. And then I don't know how I got better at this, as I was telling you and giving you this example. I don't know how to prospect. I don't know how to talk to people. Well, every day I get more opportunities. I have no luck because I talk to people and they don't give me the number, or they don't give me, it doesn't matter. I give them my car. One day it's going to work, but you have to believe it. You have to believe that it's going to happen. Okay, this is another thing that we need to do. And let me see if it changes. Now it changes. Okay, write down 20 sentences that start with I am in the present tense. And I don't know if that's right or wrong saying in English, but it's I am successful. I am abundant. I am happy. I am positive. I'm an excellent leader. I'm an excellent district director. But Gabby, I'm not a district director yet. Doesn't matter. You are, because you're talking about the present, where you want to be. I am an ambassador. I am a district director. I am a successful entrepreneur. I am an extraordinary person. Once we repeat what we are, our mind will start working on that. We all experience up and down. The other day, one of my girls was telling me, you're not going to believe, I mean, you can say that because you have no problems in your life. And I laughed. And I said, let me tell you something. If I tell you my problems, you're going to cry. So I better listen to yours instead of me telling you about mine. And then she was like laughing after that. And it's like, yeah, that's true. And I said, you cannot judge other person's life because you don't know if she's smiling and she's going through the worst. And maybe your problem is not as big as hers. So we have to really thank even for our problems. My kid, oh my gosh, he doesn't learn mathematics. I'm trying and I'm telling him, and he doesn't get a good grade. Think about that, because there is people that doesn't have kids, or they lose their kids. Oh, this car is every time giving me problems. But thank that, because you have a car. Just thank for everything. Even if you have a problem, that problem is going to teach you something in life. Now you don't understand, but later on, we're going to thank that problem or that situation because it makes us stronger. So it's about gratitude. Okay, so the power of I am, a declaration of faith. I had to tell you something. I was in Tennessee yesterday, and Lori knows I've been traveling around everywhere. And she helped me with something yesterday, but they give me a present. And sometime I was thinking and talking about what things will happen. And this couple that I visited give me a friend's award in wood that says faith. And I was like, wow. And a question answer. We have to have faith. And right here it says the power of I am is a declaration of faith. We have to believe first in ourselves. And you know, when you want something, it's because God is sending you that wish and it's yours. You just have to work for it. Right? Okay. This is something that we need to really, really pay attention to. This is another study. It's not what I said. It's a study made that says we are the result of the people with whom we interact the most. So we become what we surround yourself with. Energies are contagious. Choose carefully your environment, because the environment will become you. And I had the number 5 for different reasons, because 5 is a magic number. It will change a lot of things: 5 contacts, 5 leads, 5 classes, 5 new consultants, 5 new managers, blah, blah, blah. But we have to be careful of who is the people we're talking to. And maybe I have this friend of mine that is in Jafra, and let's talk about Jafra, that I love to death, but every time I call and every time I talk to her, we have every time we talk about with this person is complaining about something. Do you have that experience? Sometimes happen to you about it, and we have to be really careful, because in our daily life we don't realize who we're talking to. We don't realize, because we're surrounding by people that we are all the time, but sometimes are the people that is really killing our dream. And it could be, I won't say, I mean, it could be yourself, it could be your husband, it could be your family, it could be your neighbor, it could be your downline, upline, that always are complaining for things. And they're always looking at these bad things that are happening. And, you know, if they didn't change the conference date, I will go, but they changed it. And instead of going to this place, this other place, and the hotel was not the best. If we start thinking about everything that is happening in our lives has a purpose, and enjoying everything, I mean, everything and anything, it will change our mindset, and things are going to happen when we less thought. Okay, so this is really important. And sometimes we have this friend that I love to death, but she's always talking about all the bad things that happened to her. And I love her a lot. I will keep talking to her, but less time. And I will move on, and I will partner with people that is in another level of energy. Otherwise, I'm going to be in the same one, because eventually, like the girls with the charger, my energy is going down and we get contaminated. Doesn't mean that you're not going to love them and you're not going to care for them, but you don't have time to get your low energy low. Do you agree? No, yes, maybe. Yes. Okay.
Yes.
I feel now I feel lonely.
Yes,
I feel
yes,
lonely.
yes.
Yes.
Yes. And sometimes, you know, it's the other day I was talking to a manager, and she said to me, you know what, I really like this program that we have few years ago. And I said, you know what, I love what we have right now. I call you back later because I have something going on. And then when I talked to her later on, she was like, when you hung on and said you have something else to do, and I start thinking about it, you know what, this program is better. I'm like, yeah, but if I keep the conversation with you about how bad this program is and how good the other one was, we're gonna stick there, and we don't need that. And another thing that happened that is really important is we are, as I was telling you, is we the people we attract will be the result of our energy. We it's not convey. I don't know if that's the right translation, but the people we attract is the result of the energy that we have. And this is really important. That's another thermometer. Surround yourself. Remember, every time, think about this. I am the average of the 5 people I surround with. So I will see who do I talk with. If I want to be an ambassador, who do I need to talk to? If I want to be a district director, who do I need to talk to? If I want to be a successful salesperson, who do I need to talk to? If I want to lose weight, who do I need to talk to? If I want to have more faith, who do I need to talk to? That's really important. We are like a magnet. We attract what we are around. So it's important right now that we say, if you have consultants that are not selling, put a mirror on. What happened to you? If you have consultants that are not recruiting, put a mirror to you, because you are the leader, and a leader teach by example. I will tell you something. I have a goal, and I think I talked to Jackie about that goal, and I talked to a few people, and my goal was to have by the end of the year, by December, by January 1st, to have 100 leaders in my lineage. That was my goal. We start with 62, 63 back in February, March. We lose a lot of leaders in the way. So what I did is I didn't plan it. I didn't schedule meetings Mondays and Tuesdays and Wednesdays and every day. I said, I'm going to work with the willing people. What is Jackie doing right now is working with the willing people. Who wants to work? Let's see. Where you want me to? And I just sent like my flag. I'm going to be in Virginia. Who wants to meet with me? And then they sent me a text like, you didn't tell us you're coming to Virginia. I didn't know you were coming. So I didn't know either. But if you have time, come over. The people that show up is the people that we talk about and we plan and we get excited and I don't tell them what to do. I never tell people what to do. And let me tell you why. And I will gonna go that in a minute. So it happens. The 1st of October, when I open my branch, I have 99 branches on my downline. And I'm really excited. I'm really excited because I thought I had to wait until December. And so I'm really excited because it's happening. Now, what happened? Was magic? What it was? You tell me.
I think it's because you made a decision and because you decided and you didn't give your brain any wiggle room to doubt your decision. You just said, this is what I'm going to do. And you didn't give yourself any other options. You made it happen and your brain believed it. And because of that, our subconscious mind doesn't know the difference. So it's going to make it happen. If you say, I am going to add 45 or plus more people to my team, it's like, okay, let's do it. So it's just your sheer mindset decision. You made the decision and you believed it and you followed through and it happened.
Exactly. And what happened is a lot of that. And also I didn't promote any branch, in my direct line, but I was sure that no one dropped the title because I have almost 20 direct branches. So I didn't want to lose anyone. I believe it. That's true, Susan. I believe it. I don't doubt it about it. It's like, we're going to get to 100 because that's my dream. But with this 100, because we have one in Enquire because something happened there and she didn't place the 100 and some order instead of, I don't know what happened, but she couldn't make it. And we have an Enquire because it was just $100 that she didn't send the order. She sent the payment, but she didn't send the order. So, but even though that teach me that it was a small goal. That when you dream about and when you teach others to do the same, to duplicate, you are not gonna believe how many people is gonna move forward and promote as a manager. We have new managers that are getting $132 the first month, $800 the second month, $1,400 the next month. I mean, those managers are promoting managers because they are excited about the money that they are getting, right? Okay, let me see. The page change. Yeah. The ones who give most receive the most. This is my logo for my dream team. I have a dream team group, and it's not mine. It's Hannah's and Lori's and Jackie's and Lisa's and Susan's and whoever wants to jump to that group in Facebook that we are creating. It's and it has all the colors and all the hands because we are all together. And the ones who give most receive most. I will tell you something from my experience, and maybe we don't agree on this one, but I really believe that when you give and you don't think about what you're going to receive back, God multiplies in a different ways. I never put my business in money. And this is something that I did since I started. I go and do what I have to do with the people I have to do. Maybe I spend 2 hours with a new consultant telling her about how excited this company is, how important this is, how she can change her life doing Jafra. And maybe she doesn't do anything. But then I have another person in Utah that I never talked to her. I just recruit her and I told her how to do it. And then she become a manager without me telling her what to do and how to do it. So that's the way I think Jafra for me works. And after 20, I would say 21 years as a district director and ambassador, that is always maintain or grow. That's the main focus. Focus on the right thing to do always, and do it every time. Because when you're doing and training something, you are sitting here, the seeds are gonna grow where they need to grow. So that's another one of my advices. And I will have to tell you this. I don't know if it changed. Okay, now it changes. Okay. I have a question for you. Did you get up without a drive sometimes? That happened to you sometimes? Because to me, it happens a lot of times. I get up in the morning like, oh my gosh, I don't want to get up. I'm so tired. And I'm just so drawn. And I'm so exhausted sometimes. And I want you to place at this time your hand in your chest. Right now, let's put our hand on our chest. And what do we feel? What do we feel?
A heartbeat.
Heartbeat.
A heartbeat. You know what? It's called also a purpose. We are alive because of a reason. We are here in this earth because we have a reason and we have a purpose. And we are here in Jafra because we are definitely have a mission and a reason and a purpose. So every time you feel that, oh, you know what, today I'm not gonna share Jafra. Today I'm not ready. I don't have my makeup on. I don't have my suit on or my jacket on or my energy on. I won't talk about Jafra. You remember, you are here for a purpose and you are here for a reason. And if Jafra changed our lives, there's someone out there who needs the life to be changed in a different way. Maybe she will make money. Maybe she will need recognition. Maybe she's lonely and she needs family. Maybe she needs a career. But out there, there is millions of people in this country that we can reach out to. So every time you feel down, remember, put your hand in your heart and feel it, because we are alive. We have a mission. We have a purpose. But that's why we're still here, right? Okay, this is something that we learned from Maria Teresa, and I can remember the name of the girl that we have in the webinars in English. And this is something that I will tell you is my way of working. Is we have everything we want. We have to feel it in our hearts first. That's the order. We have to feel it in our heart, and you know, Jafra has a heart. We have to feel it in our heart, then in our mind, and then it will, with our actions, materialize in our lives. It's I feel it, I think it, and then I'm doing it. Sometimes I am like, how am I gonna do it? How I'm gonna become an ambassador? How I'm gonna become a district director? And I waste a lot of time thinking here, how I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna make a plan. I'm gonna start a plan. I'm gonna agenda plan. I'm gonna see a video. I'm gonna watch a movie. I'm gonna do this. But we are here thinking, I need to be a district director. How I'm gonna do it? Instead of putting in our heart first and say, this is what I do with all my heart. And then the how is gonna appear. And then I do the actions so it will happen. And I will tell you, we have a great testimony. We have Carmen Saucedo that becomes an ambassador to surprise a lot of people. And it's like, how she did it? She put her in her heart. And things happen after we put things in our heart. And last but not least, and this is really important, is once we put it in our heart, in our mind, and then we put actions to do it, we have to always remember that we are unique, complete, and infinity. We don't need anything. Everything is in you. And this is really important. It's like a big puzzle. Imagine this big puzzle puzzle in a heart shape, and you are one of those parts. Can you fit any place? Can you fit in different, in every place? No, you can fit just in one place, because we are unique. And I had to tell you this. Sometimes, let's think about this. I will never, ever, ever in my life will do the makeup like Jackie's doing. I won't, because she is unique. I won't ever, 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 ever be as good as Lori as she is in savvy technological. I will never be. So I will never be like Hannah, because Hannah is Hannah and I am Gabby. So we have to figure out what are the gifts and the talents that I have, and we have to find out what are our strengths. If I try to learn how to do makeup and how to apply it, and I waste all this time learning, while I can go up and look for people and motivate people, while I get other tools for them to learn to do makeup if that's what they want, or being savvy in social media, or being savvy on doing parties, or being really smart on getting leads. I mean, we can imitate, we can't learn from everyone, but I have to remember that I'm unique, and that everything that I do, because I put it in my heart, and then my mind will tell me how to do it, and I do my actions, is going to happen. When people come to me in my team and say, Gabby, this is what I'm thinking I'm going to do. What do you think? Is going to work or it's not going to work? And I said, what do you think? If you think it's going to work, do it. Don't ask me, because maybe I said it's not going to work and it works. So it's because it's you, what you decide what to do. There is no wrong. It's just actions that will work to get you where you want to be. And this is it. Thank you very much. I hope that you like my presentation. I did it with all my heart, from what I believe and what I do and what I practice. And sometimes I had to give the meetings to myself. I had to do the training to myself. I had to listen to myself too, in order for me to remind everything that I'm saying.
So Gabby, I'm going to have you stop sharing the screen for a quick second.
Okay.
Thank you. Just hit the red stop share.
I did now.
Okay. Awesome. So team, how was your session today? And if you're going to share if you say, I loved it, tell us the top 2 things you gained from Gabby's session. It's the best gift we can give her, is the feedback to what she gave us today.
And if you don't like it, don't say it, please.
No. Oh, there's so many notes going on over here. Are you kidding? So go ahead. What's 1 or 2 things you took away from today that will push you forward for yourself and your goals and dreams?
That what we need is what we have within us. That we do have all that we need within us, and we need to have the confidence in who we are and what we are, and to use that to move forward.
Sorry. Thank you, Betty. Okay. Who else would like to share to get with Gabby?
Evelyn. So for me, it's all about how do I talk to myself? So changing that mindset of talking to myself positively. I know we each have our own story. Yes, I agree. There's no way I'm going to do makeup like Jackie. There's no way I'm going to do computer information like Lori. But I have my own gifts and my own talents, and that's what I go with. So thank you so much, Gabby.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Evelyn. Anyone else would like to share?
Hi, Jackie. It's Michelle. I hid myself. I don't know how to unhide myself. But anyhow, Gabby, I love that what you said is, first, we have to start with our heart of believing what we want instead of, thank you, Lori. Anyways, instead of the other way around, because I get wrapped up in the details, like how am I going to do every little thing? But instead, I need to put my heart first, and then everything will follow.
And you know what? When I said, when we said, oh my God, I had to get 30 leads. If we go down to a week, I had to do just 1 a day. or maybe 3 a day. And then it's like you start practicing. I go to the bank, I go to the pharmacy, I go to the gym, I go everywhere you go, you just talk about the opportunity.
Mm. Thank you for
Love
that.
it. Thank you so
Thank you.
much, Michelle. We'll take one more comment and then we'll open it up for questions. So let's just go forward. Who else has a comment they'd like to share? Go ahead, Gail.
Oh, Gabby. Oh.
And then I'll go to Debbie. Sorry.
Thank
Okay, go ahead.
I like the feel it, think it, and do it. And who your number 5, who are you attracting? Who is in your circle that you that support your why? And so having that mind shift of who am I interacting with? Are they taking or giving energy?
Yeah, there's kind of the high 5 that are great and the low 5 that aren't, right? So
Right.
choose up. Love it, Gail. Thank you. Go ahead, Debbie.
Okay, when we put our hand on our heart, know that we have a purpose, and every single one of us has a purpose that's different. And those puzzle pieces are different because we have different gifts, and we really do need each other. And there's somebody out there that needs you. So if you consider the needs of others more important than your own, you'll be successful. So thank you, Gabby. That's why
Thank
you're
you.
successful. God bless.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Pat, I think you were trying to speak. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Thank you for hearing me. Excellent, Gabby. I am excited. I'm rejuvenated. I love the declarations and the affirmations, and to have the consultants to list the I am with the 20 different things to add to that for their affirmations. And I also love the fact that you said we need to be thankful for our problems. And with that, we are embedded in faith to move our businesses to the next level. So thank you forever and ever. And I would love to use your presentation if you give
Anytime.
us screens. Thank you.
Anytime.
Thank you so much. All right. Any other questions or comments for Gabby? We'll take about another 10 minutes maximum. And so questions, comments, keep going. It's all yours.
This is Jan. I just have a comment, and I love what she said about sharing and giving, and not expecting to get something back all the time. And I just think of in my own life, if Janet Fitzgerald Flores had not come into Montana and gave of herself without expectations, I would never have been able to become a Jafra consultant and a leader. And I think that's something that we all have to think about, because if we're not out doing what we can, then somebody is going to be missing that opportunity, only because we're not doing our part, what we're supposed to be here for, the purpose. And I love it, Gabby. You're amazing, and we are so blessed to have you.
I love you, Jan.
All right, thank you. Go ahead, Helen.
Gabby, thank you so much. You know I love you, and I just
love you too.
And you know what? I think one of the things about Gabby is what you see is what you get. You are not uppity or what. You are so touchable, so reachable, and I appreciate that. And one of the things you said this morning is that I really love is that we need to change ourselves, and what we change will definitely change, and that what we give attention to will grow. And to look at what I'm really giving my attention to. So this was great, Gabby. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Helen. Send you a big hug.
Thank you. Anyone else before we go?
I love it that we are magnets. So what
We
we
are.
convey, we attract. So thank you.
Yes.
Thank you,
Yeah,
Susan.
love you bunches.
Thank you. Love you too, guys.
Evelyn, you had a question.
Yeah, my question, Gabby, you mentioned a Facebook group that you have that's open for everyone. What's the name of the Facebook group?
The name is Jafra Dream Team, and we are trying to, and this is what I'm trying to, we're trying to get together and have like words of wisdom and motivation and makeup tips and technological tips and a little bit of everything. We don't have a system. It's more of just, you know, getting together when we need to and sharing what people is experiencing. Like, let's say Lori just promoted a branch and she will talk about it, or maybe you did a party and you sold $1,200, and just sharing with all the people. We're getting new consultants there so they can see that it's achievable.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate
Yeah,
that.
you're welcome. Mm-hmm.
Gabby, this is all in Spanish, right? Because a lot of us have
No.
No.
Jafra Dream Team is in English. Jafra Dream Team is in English, just English.
Okay, do you have one that's all in Spanish?
I have one that is on Spanish, yes.
Because several of us have folks in our teams that speak Spanish as their primary language and
just
preference.
send me an email, send me a message and we can add them. Mm-hmm.
Oh, add them to what?
To the other team, the other group where it's Spanish.
Okay, thank you very much.
Just English. Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Gabby.
Thank you.
All right, anyone else? Go ahead, Janet.
No, thank you, Gabby. That was very inspirational. I really appreciate it. And I loved everything that everyone has said, but every morning write 20 things that you're thankful for. And every night, what you've learned. And I thought that was that's a really good practice.
Yes, and just thinking about whatever I did today is gonna get me closer to my goals, or am I learning something about getting to my goals? And that's when we realize that sometimes we waste days and days and days, and we don't do small steps to get where we want to be.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and when you wake up with gratitude, Gabby, I love that Janet said that too. It's my favorite. The first, mantra was so true, because when you start with that, your whole day goes that way, right? You have less space for negative. Because it's your heart. It's your gratitude, right? So it controls your day. It controls where you put your energy. But what happens when you pause and think about that gratitude is you want to share it. So that's what sponsoring is just inviting and sharing. It's not, I have to say it perfect. Oh, the sachet card is the magic, ticket. No, there isn't one. Gabby, the one thing you've always done so well is just be yourself and talk to every person, because you love every bit of what Jafra has been for you, done for you and your team. And again, you have these goals of a vision. So it really, the beginning was her goal, right? And then she gave us the practices to say 100 leaders in a year, starting at 62. When you think about that, how many of you have ever thought of a goal that big? We've been focusing on, 5 is great. Let's get to 5, right? Here's Gabby going, nope, we're going to this goal. And suddenly she already hit it. She's one away. And she's lost a lot in between. Don't kid yourself. There's a lot of losses when there's also a lot of gains.
Yes.
So I can't even imagine the number of promotions it took to go 62 to 99, right? There's a lot more than 37 changes. So
yes,
it's probably 50 to 60, right?
Yes, Jackie. I had to tell you, when we reached to 90, I was so excited. I said, we were 93. And then the next month we promoted like 10 branches. And we dropped like 13. So we went down the number, and I was like, that's okay. We just keep doing what I love and what we love, and we share and we share. And now we get it there. And I know it's going to be more than 150, I would say, by next year.
And again, oh my gosh, but it starts with this vision. And you said it so magically in summary. It wasn't the money that was like, when I get to 100, I'm going to make $250,000. It was, you know what? That's what I see. That's what I want. And everything from your seminar, right? Having 170, and literally you should have seen her waiting list. And people were coming in the doorway going, I know I couldn't come, but I'm here. And we're like, oh my gosh, what do we do? It was crazy. It was like running a national conference in Gabby's retreat. It was so amazing, but it was a vision. It begins with you. You will attract your vision. Do you want people who have one new branch a year? Do you want people who 5 leaders who have 5 leaders in 5 days? Anything is possible with that decision. And she gave you all of the incredible focus on how she spends her time and energy, and she passes that to her team, and that room is just multiplying. I honestly know she could have 500 at her next one. And
oh my gosh.
I know I just scared you, but it's not, because when you're growing at that level, at that pace, and it is amazing. So, and again, it's not like her life is set up perfectly to go out and do this. So, well, maybe when I retire, I'll be able to be a Gabby. Oh no, she's done this along so many things in her life that, I mean, she's on the road, she's a caregiver, she's a mom, she is so much going on all the time. But it doesn't change how she prioritizes what she has to give other people. And that's, again, the heart that I'm at when I first started today, saying, you know, I reached out and said, I want to be her. Would you help me? And there was my second phone call back, and I did probably 40 of them. And there she was. And it was Gabby Guitierrez. And now you know why. Because, again, it's who she is, but it's who you all are. Do your I ams, right? I am. Do your 20 list. Do your gratitude. And then be thankful at the end of the day what you learned. I love what Janet said, because every day is a learning. You never arrive. And so today, I hope each and every one of you starts your new view. Start today. It's still morning in some cities, and even if it's not, it's okay to have a late morning, right? So take this time today. This was a gift to you. Gabby, you're a gift to us. We celebrate you. We honor you. We appreciate you. But you get to be a part of watching your impact and what you did for all of us together in the Dream Team. So again, thank you, everyone. This is recorded. We'll share it with you. Gabby will share it with you. Keep sharing it forward as we grow both markets. We don't care what the language is. It's the heart that talks. So thank you so much. Love you, Gabby. Thank you, everyone, for being here. Bye.